Ever get that feeling like when you buy new tech, like the newest, latest thing, it's never quite done?
Hmm.
Like the real finished product is always like 6 months off, maybe 6 years.
Yeah.
Been reading some stuff about this, and looks like it's a big deal with AI especially.
Yeah, it's true. We're seeing this half-finished thing everywhere, especially with AI. Yeah.
So it's not just me being like, grumpy techie.
Not at all. It's actually super interesting because, I mean, on the one hand, everyone wants the newest AI, right? Companies love to announce the next big thing, the AI that's going to like change everything.
Right, revolutionize everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, actually building that AI, it's really complex. It's not like regular software. It's more like you're teaching a machine how to think.
And that's got to be tough.
It takes time, testing,
Yeah.
lots of refinement.
Okay, so like give me an example. We're talking AI assistants that practically have a conversation, self-driving cars, big promises.
Yeah.
But what makes them so hard to actually get right?
So one article I sent you, it talks about Tesla, uh, their whole full self-driving thing.
Right, right.
They were talking about that back in like 2014, I think.
Yeah.
And even now it's what, 2024. Still not really a thing you can just get.
Yeah, and they've had some pretty public
Oh yeah, there've been some hiccups along the way. Incidents, actually, that kind of show you how hard this is to get right.
incidents. What kind of incidents?
Well, there was that thing a while back at Tesla on self-driving mode. It didn't recognize a fire truck.
Oh, no.
Yeah, a stopped
Yeah.
fire truck on the highway. Turns out the AI, it hadn't been trained on enough data to know what a stopped emergency vehicle looks like, you know?
So even with tons of data, these AIs are still learning, and sometimes that has like real-world consequences.
Exactly.
That's kind of scary, honestly.
Yeah.
But okay, back to this whole half-finished idea. Are these companies just, I don't know, overselling? Are we paying for a promise?
It's tempting to think that, but it's not always that simple.
No.
See, to get this advanced AI working, you need so much data. Like, remember that Tesla example?
Yeah.
Think of it this way. You're teaching a kid about, like, a cat. You wouldn't show him just one picture of a cat, right? You
Right.
show him hundreds, thousands of different cats,
Yeah.
different angles, lighting, the whole deal. And that's just one thing.
So for something like driving a car, we're talking about an insane amount of data.
Insane's a good word for it.
Sure.
And it's not just images. You need road conditions, other cars, people walking, the weather. I mean, the list goes on and on.
So you're always testing, refining. The goalposts are always moving.
All the time, because the tech itself is getting better.
So it's like the companies want to be first, be the most innovative,
Of course.
but sometimes you just need more time to make it actually work.
That's the heart of it, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where the ethics come in, right?
Yeah.
Is it really fair to customers to sell something that's basically still being worked on? Where's the
Yeah.
line between, like, pushing the limits and just not giving people what you promised?
It's a good question. And it's not just self-driving cars, is it? This is
No.
everywhere.
Everywhere, like healthcare.
Yeah.
Everyone's hyped about AI doctors diagnosing you, reading x-rays better than humans.
Which, I mean, that sounds incredible.
It could be. But there have been cases where these AIs, they were trained on bad data, biased data.
Hmm.
So they get diagnoses wrong, or they're worse for certain types of people.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So when it's health, a glitch isn't just an inconvenience. It's
It could be life or death.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we got to talk about this stuff. It's not just about whether your phone has a cool voice. It's about this huge change with AI and whether we're doing it right.
Yeah, maybe we need to be like smarter about it, not just buy into the hype, but realize that sometimes the best stuff takes a while.
I think that's really wise.
Okay, so wow, we've covered a lot, but I feel like we're just getting started.
Oh, we are just getting started.
Let's dive deeper, shall we?
Yeah.
So where do we even go from here? It's like we're excited about AI, but also we don't want to get fooled, you know?
Yeah. It's a tough spot to be in. Enthusiasm's good, but you got to be careful too.
So like practically speaking, how do I not get fooled? How do I become like an AI expert overnight?
Well, you don't need to be an expert. But
Hmm.
first off, don't believe everything you hear, right? Especially the marketing stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Dig a little. Read reviews, but like real reviews. Find out what people who actually know AI are saying about a product.
So like do my homework, basically.
Exactly. Like those AI doctor things we talked about.
Hmm.
Huge potential, but there's also a ton of products out there that honestly aren't ready.
And how am I supposed to tell the difference? It's not like I understand all that data science stuff.
You don't have to. There's this new thing, explainable AI, XAI they call it.
Catchy.
The whole point is make these AIs easier to understand, even if you're not like coding them yourself.
So are we going to start seeing like products that basically come with an instruction manual for their AI?
That's the idea, yeah. And it's not just for us, it's for like the government too,
Oh, interesting.
The more we get how these AIs work, the easier it is to make rules for them, make sure they're being used right.
Which, speaking of government, that's a whole other thing. What should they be doing about all this?
$1 million question. Some people, they think less is more. Let companies figure it out. Too much regulation will kill the innovation.
I get that. We don't want to slow progress down.
Right. But then others are like, no way, this is too important, especially for things like, your health, your money. They want rules, data privacy, all that.
Because right now it does feel like anyone can just do whatever.
It's the Wild West out there, for
Oops.
sure. But the good news is governments are starting to pay attention. The EU, for example, they're working on some big AI laws.
Okay, that's good. But even with laws, tech changes so fast. It's like trying to catch, I don't know,
A speeding train.
basically.
Yeah, it's tough. So it's not just on governments. It's also got to be on the companies making this stuff. They need to, grow a conscience.
So not just chasing profits, but thinking about, what happens if this goes wrong?
Exactly. Build trust, be honest about what their AI can and can't do, put safety first.
Sounds great, but how do we make them do that?
Well, for one, remember, we're the ones buying this stuff. We have power. Support the good guys, the companies that are trying to do it right, be transparent,
That whole vote with your wallet thing?
pretty much. And don't be afraid to, ask questions. Contact these companies, see what they're actually doing with their AI. The more we make noise, the more they have to listen.
So, it's on all of us, not just waiting for someone else to fix it.
100%. The choices we make now, they're going to affect AI for a long time to come.
Wow, it's a lot of responsibility when you put it like that.
It is. And it's on all of us. But, okay, enough doom and gloom, right? We talked about the problems, but what if we actually get this right?
It is easy to get, caught up in all the worries, yeah. But you're right. If we get this AI thing right, huge potential upside.
Oh, totally.
So, okay, paint me a picture. What's the best case scenario here? AI actually making things better. What's that look like?
Well, think about the big problems, right? Climate change, diseases we can't cure. What if AI helped us solve those?
Okay, yeah, that'd be huge.
And it's already starting. There are AIs working on, new energy sources, better medical treatments, even predicting famines before they happen.
Wow. Those are big problems. But what about just regular life, day-to-day stuff? How's AI going to help with that?
How much time do you spend on boring stuff? Emails, making appointments, even just figuring out what's for dinner.
Too much, probably.
Right. But imagine if AI took care of all that. Frees up your time for, the stuff you actually want to do.
I could get behind that. More time to actually live life instead of just managing it constantly.
Exactly. And that's not even all of it. Education could change, make learning way more personal, new kinds of art, entertainment, who knows? We're just at the very beginning.
It's exciting to think about, even if it still sounds a bit far off. But realistically, getting to that point where AI is actually a good thing, that's going to be tough, right?
It'll take work, for sure. The tech people, researchers, the government, even just us, regular people buying this stuff. We got to keep talking about this, asking the hard questions, making sure they're building this right.
So we can't just sit back and watch. We're part of this too.
Huge part. We're choosing what the future of AI is going to be right now with every decision we make.
Kind of a lot of pressure when you think about it like that.
It is a big responsibility.
Mm.
But you got to be optimistic too, right? The potential's there for AI to really help.
I like that. Cautious optimism. I think that's the right way to be about this.
I agree. We got to push the limits, see what's possible, but also remember the risks and always, always put people first.
Well said. It's been really, eye-opening talking about all this with you, getting past the hype and really thinking about what this AI future could look like if we do it right.
It's been great. These conversations are so important. Really get you thinking.
It does. So to everyone listening, next time you see some big AI announcement or you're thinking about buying that new gadget,
A little bit of healthy skepticism never hurt anyone.
right, ask some questions, do your research, and don't be afraid to demand better from the people building this stuff, because it's going to affect all of us.
It will. It's our future. Let's make it a good one.
Couldn't said it better myself. And that's a wrap on another Deep Dive, folks. Thanks for joining us.
Until next time.